built-in DSP. 80 decibels of sound and noise reduction. USB and XLR inputs for a microphone that costs $70? Yeah. I don't know why, but something just sounds really wrong with this. I got a weird feeling that this thing is missing something. Or, if it's not missing something, there's something else going on here. And the way that we're going to go through and to take a look and solve this issue is, well, we're going to compare this against multiple different microphones, and we're going to put this in different environments to see how it all handles it. So, let's get into our review of the FifineK688. The FifineK688 is a $70 microphone that claims to boast a lot of things. And one of the main claims that I honestly have never actually been able to tell is its built-in DSP. Now, what is a DSP? Well, a DSP is a digital sound processor. It is something that a microphone has in order to either enhance your sound or in order to give you some special effects and stuff like that. And a great example of this is the Beacon microphone. That is built-in DSP and that actually has some effects and stuff that you get with it. I think Elgato's Wave microphones have that as well. That's on how they connect to the computer. And yes, this thing does connect to the computer through USB-C and does include a pretty long 8-foot cable. I don't think it's doing any more than that, because on its Amazon page, it says that the DSP is for low latency recording. That's what a USB product should do anyways. Why are you advertising that as part of a feature with DSP? That's only if you're using this stuff over wireless where it's actually going to matter. Or if you're actually trying to monitor yourself through the headphones, which by the way, you can. And one of the things I love with this thing is that it includes both a monitoring and a mix option for your headphones. So you can either hear more of your computer in your game or more of your headphones. And they're two totally different knobs, which is so nice. And something else I love with this thing too is that this thing also has a capacitive mute button, which by the way, you're now muted, so you're now listening to it going directly through my audio interface. Hi, how's it going? You guys enjoying this? And now this is unmuted. You're now hearing this directly through the microphone itself. Let me go through and turn that down just by a hair. Hey, no, I want to turn it down by a hair. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Now, on top of this thing having a capacitive mute button, one of the things that this thing claims to have is it claims to have resonance-free armor. That's what they're calling the aluminum on this device. But in reality, no, it doesn't. It's just aluminum. Stop calling it something else and just keep calling it aluminum, for crying out loud. Aluminum is aluminum. Resonance-free makes no sense. I'll get into that why when we do a handling test. Another thing too is apparently this thing has a vibration dampening shield on its capsule, which by the way, this is a dynamic microphone. I mean, they're supposed to talk into it like this, versus a condenser microphone, which is supposed to pick up a lot more of the room and a lot more of everything else. So this is meant to pick up everything that's coming directly from you to it. Something that I didn't touch on, because I actually didn't notice this until I was live on Twitch, which by the way, you can follow me there on twitch.tv/Logan's Media Hub, is that one of their marketing images makes no sense. So here we have this image of the microphone here. Not this one, but this one right here. And this image here shows a chart that should demonstrate the volume ranges for vocal clarity. However, it doesn't. Because what this looks like right here, this looks like a EQ wave. Now that's not a bad thing. But what is a bad thing is the scaling that they're using here. Because in what world is 80 decibels this much higher than 70? And in what world is 70 decibels just a hair higher than 60? Where does that make sense? Fine, tell me. Like, huh? How has no reviewer pointed this out ever? There's so many reviews and no one's ever pointed out some of these like stupid claims here. Like, what does 133% mean? What does clear vocal mean? What do you mean by that? Huh? Let's just get back into the video. This is just stupid. It's really off to say about this. It's got USB-C, it's got XLR, it's got everything that you need inside a microphone, and something that doesn't have that it should have for a microphone of this price, and also something that it advertises is high-end. Like if you put a parametric EQ on this and you take a look at it, there is no high-end on this. Like, you get everything else. You get the monitoring, you get the USB-C and the XLR, but there's no high-end. Huh? Now, high-end wasn't something that I originally noticed while I was recording the video originally. This was something that I only noticed when a friend pointed out to me once I sent them a test recording. And if you don't know why high-end is so important, well, it's because high-end dictates clarity. And if you're trying to use this for vocals or trying to use this for recording instruments or anything like that, you are going to notice. In fact, here's actually some test footage that I did while I was recording before. This is the FifineK688 without any EQ. I'm going to keep talking like this for a little bit longer and give you guys a little bit more of a taste of how that sounds. And now, this is the FifineK688 with high-end. It's fine. It's still not the best, but it needs more. It needs more high-end. It needs more than what I'm giving it right now. This is the FifineK688 without any EQ. I'm going to keep talking like this for a little bit longer and give you guys a little bit more of a taste of how that sounds. And now, this is the FifineK688 with high-end. It's fine. It's still not the best, but it needs more. It needs more high-end. It needs more than what I'm giving it right now. You should definitely be able to tell the difference between those two clips. Because, my God, if you can't, why are you still watching this video? In fact, why am I still over here at the onion den? I have so much more that I want to talk about back there. There's no reason for it not to have high-end at all. Like, I don't understand why they would cheap out on high-end out of all things. Because it's got pretty good bass and it's got pretty good mids. It just sounds like crap because there's no high-end. One of the other claims I did bring up earlier on was its claim against 80 decibel noise reduction. And the way that I'm actually testing this out is a few different things. Number one, I've actually had a 3 printer going on in the background this whole entire time. In fact, cut to my wide shot, which I have right there, and you can actually kind of see it running. And it actually does it fine. Like, judging by the audio waveforms, it looks good. Like, I'm just going to go silent. You can't pick it up. I have no compressor, I have no limiter, I have no noise reduction. It is just not picking it up, which is honestly super good for a low-end microphone. That's what I'm going to call it, a low-end. And when it comes to testing this out against other different microphones and other different types of noises, well, actually does a pretty good job. This is a test of the FifineK688 going into my audio interface using XLR. It does have safe mode on, and that is about it. The quick brown fox jumped to over the moon. I don't remember the rest of that saying, but I think we've got enough footage for that. This is a test of the AKG P120. Same exact distance away from my mouth. And yeah, that's about it. It's XLR, got plus 9 decibels, and the quick brown fox jumped over the moon. I don't remember the rest of that thing once again, so I could be saying that whole entire saying wrong, and I would never know. Oh well, that's for future me to figure out, and for you guys to annoy the ever-loving crap out of me about it in the comments, because I know you will. This is a test of the HyperX Quadcast X going into my computer through USB-C, because that's the only input that it has, and yeah. You want to say that there is a 3 printer running in the background, and there might be some extra room noise from the fact that I removed the lights off of my wall, though that really shouldn't matter all too much, because the only thing I'm really testing here is the quality of it with my voice, and on how well it compares against other microphones, which, let's take a look on how it does that right now. Okay, there's actually like a stark difference between these two microphones, and the main thing that I noticed is the high end. Like, you can tell that the AKG is a lot better than the Fifine and is a lot less muffled. The only actual difference that I can, like, visibly see is really none. Like, I have my Invisaligners in here. I also have them in this clip, too. So, all that does is just amplify my S's. Like, we've got enough footage for that. This is a test of the... It shouldn't be that much of a difference. And they're both, like I said, that they're the same distance away, but they're not. This one's actually this one's actually further away from my mouth, and it sounds better. And then when we compare this against the HyperX, because I know you will, this is a test of the HyperX Quadcast X going into my computer through USB-C. It sounds like the Fifine in the EQ profile, but it's got the brightness of the AKG. So, in all honesty, if you want a XLR/USB version of the Quadcast, go for the Fifine. But if you want a microphone that's a little bit brighter, and you want one that's a little better, and you have an audio interface already, I'd go with the AKG. And if you want a USB microphone that's only USB, just get the Quadcast. I'm not sponsored by HyperX or affiliated with them in any way, but yeah, that's really all I have to say with that. And in fact, it's probably in the video here, so. And I think that's about it for today's video. If you guys have enjoyed it, please make sure to let me know by hitting that like button down below and by subscribing to the channel. In all honesty, I probably would recommend the fifine to those who are just starting out. But that's really about it, because it's not really a great microphone for really anything in the future. It's really just a basic starting point microphone, especially if you can find it on sale. It's perfect. Like for $50, get it. But if you have any more money, Lewitt has microphones at the $100 price range, and really any other company would work. But what won't work is that you still haven't clicked on this video right here because you're still watching, and the fact that you still haven't subscribed. Do it, please. Okay, bye.